Well, good afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here. And of course, as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. All right, so I'm doing a little update. I'm actually working in the studio down here, I guess we'll call it, getting my Rodecaster and stuff all hooked up and testing some of that stuff. I think I need to do actually a real-time live stream, so I'll do that in a little bit, just to make sure that we've got everything. Still downloading the software and figuring out how to set it up. By now, you've all heard that J.J. Watt has been released by the Texans as well as Patrick Peterson. The thing that's interesting is immediately when somebody's release, people always say, well, why didn't they trade him? They could have got stuff. When we let go of DeMarcus Lawrence, the same thing. They said, oh man, we should have traded him, man. We, could have gotten stuff for him, draft picks or players and this, that, and same thing about Des Bryant. The reality is veterans, aging veterans with high salaries are hard to trade. And the problem is you're kind of up against the wheel, or you're just kind of up against it because you literally have to get them done before the workout bonuses or the new league year starts. And in some regards, when you have vested players, guys that have always been the team guy, you like to let them go to choose where they want to finish off their career. It's kind of a sign of respect. So, although I won't say they respected Des Bryant because they waited too long to go ahead and release him, but I say that in the way of J.J. Watt, who's been everything, to the Texans. He's been a great player on and off the field and so on. So they let him go so that way he can figure out where he wants to go. Thus far, the Cowboys say that at this time they don't have any interest in J.J. Watt, and Patrick Peterson's agents say they have not been contacted by the Cowboys. Now, we do know that Cowboy players are like, hey, we want to get some extra help here. So both of those players, we heard that DeMarcus Lawrence, or we saw DeMarcus Lawrence is tweeting at them as well as other players. So we'll see if anything comes about that. But an interesting thing happened, and this is with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence actually did his pro day a month early. Reason being is because of him needing to get surgery. Let me say that again. Because there's a need for him to get surgery on his shoulder, not his throwing shoulder, the other shoulder. It is his labrum. You'll remember labrum surgery, which is what DeMarcus Lawrence had to get done. Let me say that again, labrum surgery. Let me explain exactly. I'm going to read this to you so you can understand exactly what it is. This, again, is the non-throwing shoulder, but I'm going to get to why it's important. Per the hospital for special surgery, the labrum is a cup-shaped rim of cartilage that lines and reinforces the ball and socket joint of the shoulder. The labrum is attached to the site for the shoulder ligaments that supports the ball and socket joint, as well as rotator cuff tendons and muscles. It contributes to shoulder stability, and when torn, can lead to partial or complete shoulder dislocation. Torn labrums typically occur either from overuse or blunt force trauma and include systems of pain, grinding, sticking in the shoulder socket, decreased shoulder strength, and decreased range of motion. Considering Lawrence will undergo surgery on his non-throwing arm, it's likely that his torn labrum is a result of getting tackled. HHS lists two types of labrum tears, superior labrum and anterior posterior slap tears. Tears occur on the front upper arm of the bicep tendons, connects to the shoulder. Bartlett's tear to be more appeared in patients of severed dislocated shoulders. Tears usually occur when the shoulder joint slips out of socket, causing the joint capsule to pull on the lower portion of the labrum, tearing it. So there's not reported on which kind it is, but he will be having surgery on it, and it'll probably be, again, we understand, we had D-Law who waited till he got his contract before he got his deal done, and he was ready at the end of training camp to begin working out. But the problem for this is you can't use that arm in the same way. And you're saying, well, okay, it's not his throwing arm. Yes, but see, you have to understand, I want you to think about the Dak dance, okay? You think about Dak doing all this, that, and the other. understand they always talk about arm strength, which is key, okay? It's like for me when I used to throw shot put. When you throw shot put, it's not all arm. It's actually all of the body motion and the whipping action. For every action, there's a reaction. So when you're trying to come through with the football, it's a matter of your body doing that dak dance, your hips flexing and extending and taking that arm and driving it through. See, like when you threw the shot put, and again, all these things are the same, whether you're a baseball pitcher and pulling your body through or taking a shot put. It's this arm is leading the way and pulling that through. So, not that I'm saying that this is a major concern, but this may end up slowing down the amount of work that he can do once he is drafted. See, here's the problem. You know, if you're talking about weightlifting and exercising, you're not going to be able to lift. You're going to be doing rehab on that to try and get it back to where it was with the other one. So I bring this up not because I'm saying, oh, don't draft him. I'm saying that you have to understand that every player out there, that every free agent that you may sign may end up being problems. When Sam Bradford was drafted, nobody foresaw all the injuries that he was going to have. You know, when we drafted Sean Lee, we didn't think, oh, Sean Lee's going to have an injury-filled career, but we do know he had an injury in college. In the same way, we knew Morris Claiborne had a hurt hand when we drafted him. And that proceeded to continue with those injuries throughout his career. And I say again, this is one of those things that could stunt his ability at the beginning of a season for the team that drafts him. Now, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. They do have Gardner Minshew if they end up drafting him, and they can wait on him. It's not a matter of we've got to put him in day one. Just pointing out that not everything is always golden and everything is always ready to rock and roll. And again, football, there's always going to be issues and problems and things guys have to deal with. And the final piece on this is let's say you decide you want to trade up to try and get Trevor Lawrence. You're talking about risking multiple picks. Or if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, you hope that you're not going to be at the number one pick very many times. You are risking, you know, maybe a once in a lifetime opportunity on drafting a quarterback. And you would hate to find out that you've got a Jamarcus Russell situation where you spend a number one pick on a guy and he never pans out. But again, this is why teams are kind of reluctant to throw a whole bunch of draft picks at Carson Wentz, and why the Cowboys are being a little bit hesitant on signing Dak Prescott. In the end, you can't get away from the risk. You could sign Tom Brady tomorrow, and Tom Brady, who just got is about to get his knee scoped out and cleaned out, there's no guarantee that he's going to be the same guy next year. That's the way it is with football. So, with that being said, that's all I got to say. Except I'll see you guys tonight, and we'll be running with the new system. Let me know. Leave me a message below on if it sounds any better or different than it used to, because it is a new mixer system, and it's a major upgrade from where I was. All right, guys. I'll see you later.